Cyprus football, the passion, the thrill. The passion, the thrill. The stadiums roar, you can feel the chill. You can feel the chill. The teams are ready, the battles will start. With battles will start. With dreams of glory, they'll play with heart.
Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever time you're watching this is Mappa. I'm here, Stel's here, Thasso's here. My guy, we're both healthy today.
Yeah. Healthy
Alhamdulillah, we're healthy.
in the physical sense. In the physical
it.
sense, we
That's
are
what?
alive and kicking.
You, you have had one hell of a week.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious of me. Good evening. See, we already got the comments coming up already. By the time the stream starts, I'll announce the sacking of another manager. Okay. All right. Bro, I'm sorry. We're 6 minutes late. We're 6 minutes late. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's my fault. I had to get my coffee. I had to do a wee. Not in that order. Reverse. But
Yeah, that's how it normally works.
Standard. So yeah. What a week so far. In fact, what last 7 days? It's been quite eventful, isn't it?
Wow. It's been one. It's been one. It has definitely been a period of time which has passed.
And you know, this is it's still kind of tame in comparison to what we've been through in the past. So yes. Right, okay. Well, shall we get cracking?
Let's get going. Let's
go, boys and girls. And the first game, Vryonides are beating Apollon by 2-0 in the debut of their new head coach, Thasso.
Yes,
Interesting.
Camoranesi. Yeah.
Yes.
Managing his first Protatlima game. Gets a 2-0 win. This is Apollon. I made a comment on Twitter. Apollon love to play Vryonides as long as it's a friendly.
Yes.
If it's a game that actually means something, Apollon really hate playing Vryonides.
And the bookies hate friendly games between the two as well, don't they?
Oh yes,
they absolutely hate them.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously we've got goals from Usis. That's 2 goals from him now so far this season. 2 goals in 2 games.
Yeah. Well, that one was completely the opposite to the one that we saw last week, wasn't it? So we didn't get the chance to hear.
Yeah, we did not hear it. Yeah, I wanted to hear it this week. I don't think we got it from the game that he was commentating on.
No.
But yeah, and Pozzo got the other one. Yeah, defensively, Apollon have been shocking. A lot of teams in the Protatlima have been shocking this season so far, defensively. But Apollon really had a nightmare. I mean, Vryonides could have had a third as well towards the end of the game. Smiljanic hit the post as well. So, yeah, completely gone from them. I don't know what the hell happened to Apollon for that game, but wasn't happening.
Well, it was a good start for Vryonides, especially their new head coach. I mean, the style of football that they played was very, very high energy. I don't know if they're going to be able to do this every game, but you know, it's looking all right. And when we saw their squad at the beginning of the season, we had a feeling that they would survive anyway. Well, I did anyway. But they do have some very good individual players, and Potto has really stood out for me anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we talked about their roster, but they've already got rid of 3 of the players that they signed this summer. So, Sean Kelly, the other right back, and Eftimov, the Bulgarian goalkeeper, he got sent back to his parent club. So there's 3 players that they've got rid of already. Antonio, I don't know what Antonio thinks he was doing at right back there, but it was like a man possessed, wasn't he? He was all down that wing.
He must have known he was going to get called up to the national team.
Yeah.
So he got that sudden burst of anti-Ketspire energy.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Gatto was, manifesting the energy, the passion already It's like he was running up and down the wing and he had Sofroni in his head going, Drexe, 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 Drexe. So, yeah. Anyway, anything else on this one before we move on? We've done 4 minutes on this.
Except for Marios' comment there about apparently Camara and Eze made them do physical tests today to see the players' conditions. So
Very good.
would be good for another club to do that. Anyway, yeah, we'll move on to the next game, shall we?
Yes, let's move on. And this was Omonia Aradipu beating Omonia Koscielnia by 2-1. Goal scorers, Ferrier and Sidonio. And then NM pulling one back for Omonia Koscielnia.
Yep.
Omonia Aradipu up to 7th in the table now, bro. Not bad.
I'm telling you, people, you sleep on Omonia Aradipu, it's a big mistake. They've got a head coach who knows what he's doing, and they've signed quite a few players that have got points to prove, and they've brought in a lot of young loanee players as well from the bigger teams. Omonia Aradipu are a team to watch out for.
I bet before every game, someone from the club goes to one of those farms and gets a whole bag of manure and puts it in the opponent's dressing room before kickoff, and it puts them off their game.
well, I mean, considering what, like 1, 2, 3 of their opponents this year play very, very close to Aradipu. Don't think that works as well as you think it does.
Well, maybe they train with masks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? It's credit to them though. I'm not gonna. All jokes aside, last season I was told that Omonia Aradipu have a very tall squad, and height has proved to be a very strong advantage for them because a lot of goals that they scored last season were headed, and lo and behold,
Yeah. I mean, but both the players that scored this time round were new signings. So Morgan Ferrier came in from. He's an English forward who was at FC Ashdod last season. And João Sidonio, I can't remember where they got him from, but yeah, he also scored. Was it last week or the week before? Again,
last week.
I think you called him Diaz. I was like, who the hell is Diaz? Yeah,
Yes, that's a long part of his name. Yes.
yeah. So, listen, they made a good signing goal as well. They brought Loria in, the experienced head. They got Stefan Badji in defensive midfield. As it's a pretty solid team, you know. They've got players like Vrikis in the team as well. So, again, sleep at your peril.
Yeah, and Omonia Koscielnia struggling, unfortunately for them. It's going to be a long season, as we know.
Yep.
I think but Mr. P Jr. is going to be at risk, his job?
I don't think so. Because Omonia Too Furious. I almost said their correct name. Got to be careful with that. Omonia Too Furious are a lot calmer with respect to kind of hiring and firing their managers. So I don't think that will happen necessarily. And we talked about it previously. Their fans are not that bothered if relegation is on the cards, just because of obviously the stuff with the fan card, and their disagreements with it. So, I think he's pretty safe compared to some of the other people down at that end of the table.
Yeah, true that. All right, let's move on. Okay, and the next game, 7-goal thriller at the Alpha Mega. AEL beating Etnigo by 5-2. Etnigo took the lead through Pablo Gonzalez, but AEL leveled through Wedrago's header from a corner. Chris Coleman's side went into the break 2-1 up after Stolnik's deft touch on the edge of the box beat Flores at his near post. Etnigo equalised 3 minutes into the second half with a close range finish by Anderegen. Another goal from this guy. What an animal. But a 25-minute hat-trick from Andreas Magriz secured an emphatic win File. Big things are going.
Yeah. My Chris, proper ladder. 25 minutes to score a hat trick. I think the
Robbie
first goal.
Fowler-esque.
The first goal as well was with his, like, he came on as a sub, and the first goal was his first touch on the ball as well. So it was.
Can you imagine? They say to him, "You're on the bench, and we're taking the captain's armband off you." And he turned around and said, "Yeah, okay, I'll give you something to think about."
Well, I mean, that's what Chris Coleman said during the press conference, because they were asking him about it, and he said, well, first of all, I've got to mention this. Chris Coleman, when he says good evening, he says good evening in Greek, like Unai Emery says good evening in English. Yeah, he says Kalishperash.
Oh, really?
So I thought that was, but yeah, one of the things that
Sounds like a Hungarian player, Kalisperash.
yeah, Kalishperash. But yeah, Coleman said during the press conference that Magris was probably one of the standout players for when he arrived at the club, and throughout his tenure so far at the club, he's been very solid. He's been very motivated, and he's been keeping an eye on him specifically because of the stuff that he does. And I think because of that performance, he actually got called up, didn't he? He got called up as a replacement. So. So for the national team, so that's good stuff. Good stuff for him. Again, defensively, both teams are going to be very disappointed with the goals that they let in, especially the Achna's second goal.
And the Legends, yeah.
That was, but yeah, good stuff. It's good stuff. It's entertaining stuff. Crap defenses mean entertaining games, but
goals.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who wants a 0-0 draw, huh? Who wants to watch a Sunday game between a team that used to be successful and a team that is slowly being successful when they draw 0-0? You know?
Yes, exactly. There you go.
Okay, let's move on. And to the next game, Anorthosi beating Salamina by 3 goals to 1. Very good game there. Very good match for Anorthosi. Very good victory. Goals from Chrysobulo, Conceição, and Artimada. Believe it or not, flipping out, Artimada scored a goal. Christ. Franco pulled on back for Salamina. But that was that.
Yeah.
That was that. And Anorthosi have celebrated the victory on the back of a new board.
Yeah, so that was going to be something that it got announced very quietly, didn't it? They hid that in the background, didn't really want to say much because they put something about meeting with something to do with basketball, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, we had a meeting with the basketball team, and we got.
Well, they've got 4 teams. They've got 4 teams. So they've got the football, volleyball, basketball, and futsal, I think. Even though I wasn't sure if the futsal team was still going to be competing.
Is it futsal? Is it handball?
I'm not sure. Someone in the live chat let us know which one it is. I don't know, but they had a meeting about the whole group, and we knew that it was going to take place because they said that on the 19th of last month they decided to wait another 2 more weeks to have that general meeting. And as you quite rightly said, it was a quiet one. There wasn't sirens like the last time the meeting took place. So yeah.
Oh, I don't know. But hopefully something steadies out a little bit. At least for a couple of weeks before somebody else decides, before they all decide to resign again.
Yeah. And, George, look at this. Anorthosis is back, baby. George, come on, my guy. Lives around the corner from me, this guy. Literally lives around the corner from me.
But yeah, 3-1 win against Nea Salamina will always do some good. Again, defensively, both teams horrible. Nea Salamina's goal might as well have been an own goal on Anorthosis' side. But yeah, the big news from that game, obviously, is that was what the last game for Christodoulou. So here's the first manager sacking we're going to talk about today. Is the Salamina manager is gone. So he's the second. He was the second longest serving head coach in the Brodatlima this season. Only Spilevsky has been in charge of a club longer than him. And yeah, he's been sacked after 1 win in 6. But considering they played Anorthosi, AEK, Aboel, Bafo, Achna, and Omonia, you can guess. You can probably guess which of those games was the game that they won out of those 6, right?
Was it one where dodgy handball wasn't given to another team?
Yeah, exactly. But we'll ignore that for the time being.
This guy.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's pretty harsh considering the other 5 teams are the 5 teams we discussed. But it's harsh in Cyprus. We already know that for head coaches.
Yeah.
So altogether, 19 wins and 9 draws in 51 games. He took in charge of since April 2023. So what's that? That's 18 months, right?
It's a new record.
18 months for a coach in Cyprus. That's wow. But yeah, got a little bit of history as well. Prior to being in charge at Nea Salamina, he was a youth coach for a couple of years, and then he became an ASMAN for 4 years, an assistant management. ASMAN, assistant manager, for 4 years, to 5 different coaches. The last one being Bursaydidi. He went with Bursaydidi to Abuel as well, and then obviously went back to Nea Salamina with him. But yeah, he's now gone. Now, Nea Salamina were very quick to announce his replacement. We've got one Sedomir Yanevsky.
Come on.
Here
Come
he is.
on.
He's back again. He's back again. He comes back more than Eminem does.
Yeah. One of
He's-
our former guests, by the way, you forgot to mention.
Yes,
If you want
exactly.
to check out our interview with Mr. Yanevsky, it's there on the playlist.
It is.
It's there.
It is, and it's a very interesting discussion as well. It's especially kind of what happened towards the end of his tenure at IL. He's preparing for an effort. He's preparing for a cup final, and they've gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so we already mentioned IL. He's already managed at Olympiacos as well, Ethnikos, and Paralimni twice. He's also been assistant manager for South Africa. He's managed the North Macedonian national team. There's also been a few teams in Belgium, including Muskron, I think.
Yes. Olympiacos in Greece.
Olympiacos in Greece. He's very experienced, and I think he's a pretty solid shout to take over Salamina to see if they can go that next step.
For sure. Well, we kind of started a bit backwards with the pod because we didn't discuss the European games. So before we talk about Omonia against Aris, which is the next game, let's quickly talk about the 4-0 victory over Vikinga in the Conference League. Unfortunately, we can't show any footage because of UEFA and their copyright stuff. But what did you make of the game, Thassa, from what you saw anyway?
Yeah, listen, the scoreline kind of tells you it's an emphatic win. But then when you have a look at kind of how long it took Omonia to break down Vikinga, the first goal was the 50th minute, something like
that.
Yeah. But kind of when you see Gagulis's, I think one of Gagulis's goals, he kind of takes it past the keeper and just like runs, kind of bends around and then runs and tries to. He wants to make sure that ball's going in.
Thassa,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. What happened?
George Baldock is dead. George Baldock.
George Baldock?
The right back of they used to play at Sheffield United, that's at Panathinaikos. Flipping hell. It says he was found dead in his swimming pool. Flipping wow! I got goosebumps, man. Flipping hell! Wow!
Wow.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Okay.
Right. Yeah, sorry I had to mention that. Someone sent me a message, a link. I was like, "What's this?" And wow, flipping hell! Oh boy! Wow, I don't know what to say about that apart from condolences. I guess that's
Yeah, we have to offer condolences, but that's
bloody
31
hell.
years old, man. That's not a time to go.
That's mad. That's mad. And in his swimming pool as well.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, yeah, condolences to George Bulldog, his family. Flipping no, yeah, that's a shock. That's a shock. But yeah, sorry, Tasso, you were saying, come on here.
Yeah. Yeah. 4-0 on 1 year. 4-0 against Vikinger. Lukaku scored twice. Koulibaly got a goal. Alium finished it off at the end. And yep, pretty straightforward in the end for 1 year, wasn't it?
Yeah, difficult first half. Vikingur came at us. They had the game plan, and then they picked up an injury with on one of their central midfielders. He got actually booted in the head by one of his own teammates, and he came off with a concussion. And that kind of, I'd say, it changed the game. It changed their shape defensively. It made us more able to break the lines. And second half, you can tell that they were running on fumes. They've had a long season. The season's nearly finished.
Mm-hmm.
And we made the right substitutions. We brought in Alium, we brought in Gaguli, as you said, added more pace to the team. Humble came on as well at half time to give us that bit more mobility in the middle of the park, and it worked. And the irony is, our first goal came from a corner, and we've only scored like twice or three times from corners this season. And I've been screaming the house down about us not having anything from corners. And lo and behold, our first goal came from that. And from then on, it was just pretty straightforward, in all fairness. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
good win, especially for the coefficient.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Meanwhile, at the weekend though, it was back to Omemia, wasn't it? It was Omemia being Omemia. 2-0 loss against Adik Vilidai, scoring twice. One was a bullet header. Second one from the spot. Steve Yago also was sent off for Adi with 3 minutes to go, but
My Ambella
controlled
also
victory.
missed a penalty as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But we're not going to mention that because it didn't really matter, did it?
No,
It didn't make a difference.
it didn't matter in the end. But yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. Maybe. Well, I mean, you can shed a bit more light on it because obviously I was busy watching a different game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the, there was a chance that Gagulis missed in the first half, which
Yeah.
and then and then in the second half, exact same position, Nikolic also missed
Yeah.
that almost exact same chance from the exact same place.
Yeah.
So
Well, Nikolic put it over the bar. Gaguli hit it straight at the goalkeeper.
yeah,
At least one was on target.
on target. Yeah.
At least one was on
Yeah.
target.
Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day, Adi had a game plan. I was more disappointed that we didn't take it to them. They are a very aggressive pressing side, Adi, now. They're not like what they were last season. They usually press with 5 or 6. It's almost as if they play like a 3-2, I don't know, like a 3-2-5 system when they're in attack.
Yeah.
And the goal that we conceded, the first one, all right, Kavili Dyer, we know how good he is in the air, but it's almost as if he started his run about 40 yards out, and
Yeah.
no one picked him up. And Mayambella had about 15 yards across the ball, which was bizarre.
It's but we've seen it with Grilly Dyer so many times. Is the reason why they're able to kind of press the way that Aris are doing at the moment. compared to last season is because he's the focal point in the attack.
Yeah.
So by him being the focal point in the attack, it frees up the wingers to do what wingers do, which is why you saw last season with Abuel, with Marquinhos and Dongala and all these wingers getting in the goals.
Yeah.
So, it's reflected the same with Ari, albeit with, a faster pace of football, which is quite deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got a ridiculous amount of pace in that squad, especially in wide areas. I mean, if it's not Mayambela, it's Semedo. If it's not Semedo, it's
Sao,
Montnor,
Modno.
it's Savo. Even Bank. I'll tell you what, they played their system very well because Bengtson was playing on the left, but he kind of drifted in as a 10,
Yeah.
and they let Kazu go down the line. My frustration was Steve Yago was there for the taking, and we saw that he conceded 2 free kicks, conceded 2 yellow cards, got 2 yellow cards in a red. In fact, he could have given away 2 penalties against Buffalo. He conceded a handball penalty against. No, it was against Omone Gosienya. Ball hit his arm, that wasn't given. So he's got away with it this season. And when you look at your opponents and their weaknesses, you got to think, well, we should get at them down there. But listen, it is what it is.
Yep.
I deserve the win, and they move up to second in the table.
Yep. Very dangerous.
Yes, indeed. Right, next game. I'll tell you what, let's talk about Buffalo. Buffalo beats Petrocub 4-1 in the Conference League after being a goal down, and Jaja again on the score sheet. Mate, we got to talk about this guy being potentially player of the season already. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But I mean, he's lifted himself up a level from last season, hasn't he? Because he was doing well enough last season anyway, albeit he wasn't as much of a focal point as it seems to be now.
It's mostly sub appearances, though, wasn't it? Mostly, if I remember.
Yeah, because they were playing Bruno.
Yeah.
On the left quite a lot there, but obviously he's been shifted down. Jaja. What we decided we're calling him? Is it Jaja?
I think we'll go with Jaja. We go with your French.
Yeah. Jaja Gabor.
Oh, Jaja. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But he's been very good, hasn't he? Solid.
Absolutely. 2 for Correa as well. Not bad for a right back.
And 1 for Name as well. One of the goals, I can't remember. Is it Jaja who scored the corker?
That was on the Europa League Twitter account.
Yeah, the Conference League.
Top bins. Yeah. Sorry, Conference League. Yeah. Top bins. They're using the lingo, mate.
Yeah. Top bins.
Anyway, they travelled to Baralimni at the weekend, and after being a goal down from this wonderful strike by Andreu, goals from Jairo and Golda gave them a 2-1 victory. But Thasso, the game was marred by 3 red cards.
Yeah,
Shall I bring them up?
3 red cards, for Baralimni.
Let's go.
Yeah.
This was the first one. Smash. And that was a second yellow. It wasn't even a red.
Yeah. And then Prosper Mendy is apoplectic. He has no idea what he did. And then Notts County favourite Alicia Sam decides to smack the crap out of a Bathos player as well.
As a forearm smash, mate.
Yeah, it's not
like Roman Reigns.
An elbow, is it? It's like a
Superman punch.
Yeah, and then second yellow card for him. Jankovic. Basically, he got a yellow card for that foul, and then he would not stop complaining to the referee about getting a yellow card for that.
Do you know what's funny? You can't complain about any of them. That's the thing. Because you were sending me updates saying they had 3 men sent off. I'm like, what? What's going on here?
The thing is, right? Baralimni were winning until the sending off.
Yeah.
Until the sending off, they had to go a man down for Bafo to break them down.
Yeah.
But it was mostly because Adebayo was pulling out his.
What did I tell you about this goalkeeper?
Yeah. Too bad he's
Listen, I'm just gonna say this now, right? If Omonia get rid of Uzoho, this is the guy that needs to come in. He is a top goalkeeper. He's only 24 as well, man.
yeah.
I rate
Well,
this guy.
he's also been picked for the Nigerian squad a couple of times as well. So he's actually
Mm,
gone with Uzoho with the national team a couple of times as well.
yeah.
So
He's what Man United fans want Onana to be like, basically. To keep the ball out the net.
yeah. There's the highlight for the first Baffle goal as well. I saw the goal go in, and then I just saw him just sprint out of the goal. I was like, "What? Where's he going? What's happened?"
No, it's the
Like,
second one you're talking about. It's the second one, the winner.
is it the Goldar goal?
Yeah,
Where it
because
was?
I think he thought that there was a foul in the build-up to the goal. Because obviously the
Right.
highlights didn't pick it up. But
Yeah.
yeah, he went ballistic. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
But yeah, the that in injury time, it all just fell apart for Baralimni
yeah.
as they lost control completely. It wasn't just those two red cards as well. There was a yellow. There was 2 or 3 other yellow cards that were given in injury time as well for those Baralimni players. It was absolutely like they lost their heads, all of them as a team. They completely lost it, and
Yeah.
then obviously. Uh, the coach lost it and lost it. I
Yep.
mean, his job. So here's sacking number 2, Ori Gutman. Gutman has been in charge for 6 games. He won 1, which was against Tuamonia Too Furious, losing the rest with the club sitting in 12th. So there you go.
Yep. Yep.
Now, I haven't seen anything rumor-wise for replacements yet. Have you seen anything?
Well, I saw
I think
a
Mario brought
message.
something.
Mario put one. Yeah, where is it?
Demir Kanandi.
Yeah, it was linked with his head is a Baralimni apparently. Okay,
I don't know who that is, to tell you the truth. So,
never heard of him.
yeah.
No, never heard of
Although,
him.
uh, although Sachas is free again.
Oh, don't start! Don't start! Don't start!
What?
Do
Don't,
this whole recycling job again. Ugh. But then again, he's one of the good ones, so we can't really
yeah.
shit on him.
Yeah.
What I want to talk about very, very briefly, because this is becoming a running theme on this podcast.
Yep.
Buffer scoring goals after the 75th minute.
Yep.
Now, it's a great ability to have to score late in games, but you must be thinking to yourself, eventually that is going to run out, and they're going to need to get a goal before the 75th minute.
Well, I mean, it did against Abuel in the Super Cup. Yeah.
No, they lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
Abuel were
okay,
1-0.
right. I thought it was like they scored it before the 75th minute. I'm like,
No,
what? They lost. Sorry.
no. Sorry. Well, what I mean is that look.
Sorry.
Oh,
Didn't mean.
what I mean is their luck had run out against Abuel. At the moment, the good thing that Buffalo have is they've got a forward line that they can recycle. So Jairo didn't even start the game against Baralimni, I don't think. I think it was against Baralimni he didn't start. And then he came on 60th minute or something like that. Uh, and it's a nice thing to have. Like Buffalo and Hari is this forward line. You can chop and change and mix it up. And with the pace and power that these guys attack with as well, they need to keep the players fresh. And the fact is they've got the luxury of being able to do that. So if it doesn't work by the 75th minute with the forward line that you've got, oh well, I guess I'll put Gyro on. It's not a lot of clubs are able to do that, and yeah, that's what's going to what's going to be a success for him, is being able to do that.
Yep. Well, hopefully for us, it's not going to last long. But
Yeah, I mean, Baralimni had 2 shots, and one of them was Alicia Sam, in the build-up when he did the whole. he ran into the box and then had a shot from that. The other shot was the goal.
Yeah.
The rest
Yeah.
of the time, it was all Baffle. So Adebayo was the guy who kept Paralimni in the game again.
Yes. Right. Speaking of not lasting long. Is it Upwar's winning streak or is it their head coaches? Anyway, sorry, bro. Sorry. Ike won for the first time in 8 years at the Ghazibi against Upwar. Goal from Faraj. And I'll tell you what, that's all more. I'll watch the highlights of this and
That
you lot
goal,
look
man.
out of ideas, man. Completely out
That
of ideas.
goal, I did. Going forward,
Oh,
yeah.
Yamada.
Going forward is terrible, but that goal, man.
Where's
The goal,
Faganagi when you need him?
yeah. It was horrible, man. It's like they clear the lines and then they're waiting for the ball. They're just waiting for the ball to go out for a throw in, and they just
Yeah.
stood around. The only one who's trying to do something is is Abanya. God bless him. Abanya is the only one who's running around and trying to do things. Everybody else is just standing around waiting for something to happen.
Yep.
And yeah, they completely switched off. And defensively, I don't know what the hell's happened to this team defensively, man. They look shot to pieces. Petrovic
Well, I
has
mean,
been,
they've got a combined age. If you include the goalkeeper, they've got a combined age of like 150.
yeah,
Like,
they're all fucking old, I know. Petrovic has been a liability all season. Dvali has been poor. Like Laif, he's been playing well, but he's also not had a preseason,
yeah.
which was something that Dominguez brought up in his press conference as well. Chubak, Susic, Quintilla. There's a lot of players in that defense that are just
Yeah.
not doing it, and I don't understand. I do not understand why Cipriano's not playing. You know, you've got a 19, 20-year-old, six that is basically a young black Petrovic with pace, right? He's got pace on him as well, which is something that we need in the central defense. And for some reason, nobody seems to want to play him, and I don't know why. Maybe they're scared because of his inexperience. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. But either way, right? You've bought a young player with no experience. He needs to get experience. How do you get him experience? You play him anyway. The forward line, El Arabi, you play El Arabi for 252 minutes in a week, right? In 7 days, he basically played 3 matches. He's 37 years old. He's 37 years old, and you're asking him to do what Vili Daya was doing last season. And El Arabi's never done that. El Arabi is not. El Arabi is a player for the penalty box. Yeah, he's
Well,
a
he had the
very
great
good
chance at the
finisher.
beginning, Thasso. He had the
He
great
did.
chance at the beginning, 1-on-1, and instead of shooting, he tried to pass it. I'm thinking,
Did.
put your foot through it.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, he had a chance. He didn't do well with it. But listen, the transfer strategy this season has been it's been a shit show, right? Right? Let's get some young players in. Yeah, let's get some young players in. So he brought in Bar, he brought in a couple of other players from Olympiacos,
Yeah.
and then El Arabi, 37, Pizzi, 34. You've got Mayer. Where the hell is Mayer? Where the hell is
Well,
Max Mayer?
there were a few murmurs that he wasn't happy at the club. And if that's the case, then what does that tell you about how things are being done? Because even Dominguez didn't play him. Gallejo hardly played him. Dominguez hardly played him.
Yeah. Well,
So what does that say about the player?
I
If
don't
two
know.
coaches don't rate him?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But there's also a word to be said about the condition of these players. You know,
Mm.
we didn't mention the European game yet. But
Well, shall we do that?
we can talk about the European game as well.
Yeah, so you drew 1-1 against Shamrock Rovers. You went a goal up, and then they went down to 10 men, and
They scored in the
they
92nd
scored. Yeah,
minute or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. And look,
Yeah.
look, there's Petrovic there, right? There's a So as a defensive player, right? And the size of him, he's 6'4", right? He gets beaten to a header by someone who's 6 inches shorter than him.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah. It's I don't like it's inexcusable. It really is inexcusable. But yeah, the players are dead on their feet after the 75th minute. And Dominguez kind of said that in his press conference, is that he's been ragging the crap out of the players, playing a game every 3 days for the last 3 weeks, trying to get through this period to get to the international period so they can work on their conditioning and their fitness. And then obviously the news came out today that
Yes.
he's no
Yes.
longer in a job.
Well, do you know what? It's like, we were waiting for it. It wasn't a case of if, it was a case of when.
Yeah.
It was 2 days ago. We heard a few murmurs that his job was done because there were stories about Poyet being approached and this one and that one. And today it was finally announced that he was gone. So can you imagine the guy sat at home and he's thinking like, okay, are you gonna sack me now? Or
it's before that. It's before that. People were talking about him getting sacked after the 2-on-1 he had to Furious game.
Yep.
And then even more after the Shamrock game. What people don't understand is, what nobody seems to understand is, right, is that these players are dead. It's as if they've already played until May. For some reason. That somebody, like, the preseason that they did might as well have not existed. It's as if they're starting a preseason from scratch. And not only that, right? You cleared out the guy who was going to who picked up the pieces of shit that you left. You left the pieces of shit in the summer. You left them stagnate. You left them. It's all sprayed across the wall, right? And then you brought in a guy who just started scrubbing out one corner of it, and then was going to start doing the rest of it. And then you've gone and chucked him in the bin as well. So, and then you've gone and plastered a load of more crap on top of that as well. Sorry, I don't have any notes on this, so it's a bit off the cuff. But
yeah, but mate, the thing is, this
the
is the guy that
organisation of this club is amateur. It's amateur hour. It really is.
Yeah, but mate, don't forget, last season he stepped in when Sapinto was banished from the touchline. Okay, and a lot of our ball fans, yourself included, were saying, this is the guy that's effectively helped them to win the title.
Yeah.
So, in my mind, it made sense to bring him back because most of those players are already there. He knows them, etc., etc. But to give him 46 days in the job, like, what do you expect him to do when he hasn't even had a preseason with them?
He hasn't had a preseason. None of the players that have been signed are. He had no decision whatsoever in signing them, and when has he had time to look at these players? When has he had time to look at these players? There was the last international break. That's when he was hired.
Yeah.
He was hired in the last international break, and then since that international break, it's been game, and these players are in no condition to be playing 2 games a week.
Well, mate, what do you think has changed then? I mean, obviously they had faith in him to bring him in.
Yeah.
So what has changed for them to sack him? I mean, we're not talking about 3 months here. It's less than 2 months.
Yeah. 6 weeks.
Yeah. So what has changed that has made Bedridi pull the trigger? What has changed?
What's changed is people have started questioning Bedridi.
Right.
Yeah. If you have a look on the forums and everything else, people have actually started to question big old mushroom man. They started to question his decision making. And when you start to question his decision making, he gets very, very nervous. He gets very nervous. I mean, the fact I was thinking about this, right, is that he's he's gone out so many times and well, I won't say so many times. He's gone out and said that he barely ever signed players without the approval of the manager, right? And then he listed a few players that he brought in without the approval of the manager. All right. Do you think El Arabi is a forward player that Gallejo would have utilized? No,
Nope.
no, exactly.
That was but we said it on this show that it was a posturing kind of signing.
Yeah,
There wasn't anything substantial behind it apart from, well, we can still sign big names.
yeah, yeah. And the last time we did that, the last time we signed players for the sake of signing players because they were names, Apoel ended up finishing 7th.
Yeah, that's right. When you were
Yeah,
bringing in, yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Mick McCarthy era stuff.
knew
Yeah,
who.
yeah.
Mad.
So it's and we're coming to the same thing. You know, we're bringing in these players that wouldn't. Right, Drazic, right? Drazic is a perfectly fine forward that we've not seen anything of, and Drazic was signed because we didn't know if we were going to get El Arabi or not, and then we got El Arabi, so Drazic has been put in the bin.
Mm.
It's
It's strange. It's strange. Shouldn't really be surprised though, but it's a strange situation, and I don't know.
wingers.
Yeah,
We got rid of a perfectly good winger in Theodoro, right? Yeah, and so
yeah.
now we've got Marquinhos, Dongala, and Donis. Donis is always injured. Dongala is 34, and Marquinhos hasn't really been the same for the last 9 months. I don't know what's happened there either. So the only bright spark in all of this is that Abanya. Abanya is a solid player. He's got the pace. He's got the work rate. He's got a few mistakes in him, but he corrects them. His passing, moving forward, getting back and defending. He does everything. But yeah, there's Konstantinov, right? As much as I love the player, he's too old. Petrovic, old. Chubak, Susic, they're all old. They're all old. If you have a look at the thing about the Shamrock Rovers game, right, is we talked about it on the preview. I said it was going to be 1-1 because of this, and this. There was somebody else who reports on Shamrock Rovers who looked at the Aboel team and then said, yeah, so basically you just sit back and wait until the 80th minute, and then from the 80th minute onwards you attack because they're all old, and that's how you deal with them. And that's how they dealt with them.
Yep.
That's how they
I
did them
mean,
in.
I'm looking at the squad now. Belic 34.
Yep.
Leif is 31. That's a good age, to be fair. Suzic 33. Chebak 34. Kostadinov 34. Petrovic 35. Jajera 34. Pizzi 35. Blimey.
El Arabi 37.
Ndongala 33.
Dongala 33.
Yeah, El Arabi, yeah. Drazic 32. El Arabi 37. Oof.
It's
Oof.
you're telling me that that's a team that has the stamina and the pace to win the Brodaslima?
Look, mate, I just think that, you can bring in all the managers you want at this stage of the season, but how many of them are going to get a tune out of these players? I mean,
No.
look, so there were rumors that Poyet was on the shortlist. Now it's Manolo Jimenez. It just seems random as hell. It goes back to that season when you had Uzunidi and you had Mick McCarthy and you had this one. You had 4 managers in that season, I think. Wasn't it 4?
In that 2019. Hold on, I listed them.
Job title. Let me bring it up. 1 minute. You had so let's go back to 2019 when you won the league with Tramezzani. You had Tramezzani, Dol, Ingebrigtsen, Uzunidi, Mick McCarthy, Bursa, then Avgusti, Sergidi. I think he stepped in for one game.
Yeah.
Then Milojevic. It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. I mean, what, since 2019 you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a 12th head coach coming in since 2019.
In 10 years, Apoel have had 20 head coaches. Yeah.
That's like 2 managers a year on
2
average.
coaches a year. It's listen. Whoever takes over, right, is probably going to last until the next international break. That's what's going to happen.
November.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That short a time? I thought you just give him till January.
No, because if you were giving coaches until January, you'd give Dominguez until January.
True. Well, there's a comment Mario's made. The fact that the competition is also starting to run away is also a big factor in these decisions, which I guess holds weight. But at the same time, 46 days?
No, the reason he was sacked is political. People start asking what the hell Pedridis is doing. And what he does when people start asking that question is, well, I'll show you what I do. Start chopping heads. Because it's not me being critical of Pedri as making him do that, and it's not podcasters or reporters or whatever. It's not those people that are making Pedri nervous. The people that make Pedri nervous are the ultras, and as soon as the ultras start to be like, what's going on here, rather than being behind Pedri, that's it. That's when panic stations come in for Pedri.
Panic is the word.
Panic is the word.
Look at Apoel's remaining fixtures. Ike was their first derby and they're already falling behind Buffalo. Apoel need a yes man, someone who will take shits for the owner. Yes.
Apoel do need a coach who will take shit from the owner. They had him. He was right there.
Yep.
Dominguez was right there. He was the one who was going to take all the shit from the owner, all the shit from the fans, all the shit from the players. Dominguez, we saw it. We saw it last season where he was taking all the shit from Sapinto. He was dealing with the players' issues. He was the one. He was there to act as that cushion to take all the shit, right? But politically, he knows he's in the shit, right?
Yeah.
This is in the shit. And people are starting to ask the right questions. Problem is, he doesn't want the right questions being asked, because as soon as you start flipping rocks over, you're gonna find a lot of ants.
You know what Pedridis usually says, right? Just when you think you've got all the answers, I change the question.
Yeah. I can't deal with him.
Anyway.
It's Pedridis. He's the one that needs to go. He's the one that needs to go, not the coach. It's him.
Yep.
But anyway, I've been saying
And
that for 2 years.
apparently he was a little bit tetchy when he was asked about the financial support from a certain deceased family member. A deceased guy whose family was supposed to be helping out with the stadium money.
Right.
And he was probed about that money, whether it was going to come, and he got a little bit tetchy, got a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
put him in the bin. Put him in the bin, and then throw that bin into the sun.
and then Vryonides will come with a fine.
Ah,
Anyway,
we'll
we'll go into that in a bit.
Yeah.
Go into that in a bit. But guys, before we show the league table, that is now 6 managerial casualties. Last season we had 18, the year before 27, and thus I promised you a song. So I'm going to give you a song.
Here we go again, it's another day, another manager's out, he couldn't stay. The ink's still wet on that brand new deal, but in Cyprus change is all too real. Oh, another manager is out. It's no surprise we scream and shout. Last season, 18, the year before was more. In this revolving door, who's keeping score?
There you go. Another manager is gone. 6 are on the list. Who's next? Like Goldberg would say.
I'm going to try and line them up to "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel.
Another copyright strike, lovely. Anyway, league table, Thassa. Let's go.
Yeah, so there we go. Bafo, unbeaten this season so far, 16 points right at the top. Then you've got Aris on 14 in second, Omonia in third with 12, Aik in fourth with 10, and then Abuel in fifth with 10. We've got Ael in sixth with 9, Monia Radipo in seventh with 8 points. Then Garmiodisa in eighth, also with 8 points, and Anorthosi in ninth with 8 points. You see that there's still that thing going on between Omonia Radipo and Anorthosi that I mentioned at the beginning of the season. Anyway, Apollona are in 10th with 7 points. However, they haven't had the 3 points added on yet for the game that didn't take place. And then we've got Ethnigo with 5 points in 11th, Paralimni in 12th with 3 points, Salamina in 13th with 3 points, and 2 Omonia, 2 Furious propping up the table with 2 points.
Yes, and the next round of fixtures, you have Apollon facing Omonia Kosenia, Ethnigo versus Ari, Omonia versus Paralimni, Bafo Karmiodisa, Aek Anorthosi, Salamina against Ael, and Stinky Town versus Shiriland.
Stinky Town versus Shiriland? Who's that?
Well, Omonia Arepo against Sabuel.
Okay. Right. So,
Shiriland.
Shiriland.
Shiriland right now.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Shiriland, shall we do that, or shall we talk about the national team?
We could talk. Let's leave the Shiriland till last. Let's talk about the national team first.
Right. So let me get my. Oh no, that's not the one. Right. So the national team squad was announced. Sofroni Avusti listed his men for the Romania game and Kosovo away. You got Mikhail, Mol, and Dimitriou as the goalkeepers. Laifi, Ioannou, Caro, Andreu, Antoniu. Fucking Minas Antoniu, he just won't go away, will he? Panayotou, Pilea, Stylianou. Then you have Artimata, Kastanos, Kusulo. What's going on? Gogit, Spoljaris, Haralambos of Omonia, Chrysostomou of Anorthosi, and the strikers. Sotirio, he's back, isn't he? Fucking is like herpes. Bitar, Loizu, Jonis, Gagulis, Mario Elia, who doesn't even fucking play, and Gavril. So, what do you make of that?
Since that announcement, though, so who did Magri replace?
Gagulli.
Gagulli, right? Okay, yeah. So, Listen, listen,
Yeah, I know. Go, just say it. Just say it. Come
listen,
on, just say it. Just
listen,
say it. Just say
listen.
it. Just say. Just say it. Don't listen. Just say listen. Just say it. It's on the tip of your tongue. I can sense it. I just do it.
I
Get
can't,
on with it.
I can't even remember what I was going to say now. No, so
There's a certain player that you didn't want in that squad, and he's not in the squad.
yes, he's definitely not there, and I'm so happy he's not there. I'm so happy he's not there. You have no idea. He's fit, and he's doing. He's playing some minutes for Ari, but he's not in that team. He's not in the team. He's not in the team because he's a pile of shit, and this manager realizes it. Anyway, the other thing that I've seen there, though, is that's got me a bit nervous. Is right back seems to be a problem for the country.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't pick Vryonides.
Nope.
Instead, he's picked Minas Antonio and Mario Stilianu. So that is a right back for Karmiotissa and a right back for Achna. Not exactly the best teams defensively at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's that is a concern. I was going to say Saltis is a right back. To Omonia, to Furious, but he had an absolute shocker against Omonia. Omonia had it poor, so I'm kind of glad he didn't get picked in the end.
Sergio made that cock up the other week.
Sergio did a massive cock up the other week, and that was when he should be putting his head down and trying to impress to get into the team. So right back is a real big problem for.
Well, look, at least we're going to see players in their right positions.
Yes. We've also seen Banayodu get picked. Omonia's Banayodu got picked. I'm happy Sodirio's back in the team. I know you're not,
Mm-hmm.
but I am. I think he's a very good forward to have, especially if you're playing 4-4-2, or if you're playing two forwards. Then you can have somebody of Sodirio's stature in the box while Bitta does all the running around behind him, which is what they're both good at. Got very, very good. You got very good wingers as well on the pitch. I'm just if I see Gogic actually playing in midfield, I'll be a very happy man.
Mm.
But yeah,
It'll be Gogic and Dimata, won't it?
you think he'll play a defensive minded midfield like that?
And Gastano as a 10.
Yeah.
You can see it.
So he's only going to play one up front then?
Yeah, bit tough.
4-5-1.
Yeah, that's the system. That's the system he goes with everywhere he goes, man. He did it with you lot. He did it with us. He did it with Karmiotissa. That's all he knows. That's all he knows.
Listen, the main job for Sofroni is to get the players' confidence up,
Mm-hmm.
get them performing, get them. Well, we talked about it. He's Mr. Motivator, isn't he?
Yeah.
As long as he gets them performing to a standard that is suitable for where we're at, then people are going to be happy. He's going to be happy. The players are going to be happy. Everybody's going to be happy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the important thing. I don't think we're going to get any result against Romania. If we do, great. But I don't see us getting anything. And then the other game, which one's the other game? Sorry.
Kosovo away.
Yeah, and we're not getting the result there either. But if we get some goals, let's score some goals, lad. Let's go some
Yeah,
goals.
we'll be happy with 2 goals, 1 in each game.
Yeah, or you
One in
know,
each
some
game.
attacking play. Let's attack a little bit now, please. For the love of
I bet you we score from a set piece. I bet you. I bet you.
Okay.
I just put money on it now. Put money on it now. Anyway, so that was that. One more bit of news, and it's a bit of a long one, isn't it, Tasso?
Is it a long one?
I don't know. Let's just bring it up anyway. Fuck it.
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
Yes, the most enjoyable part of the show. It's the Judgment Day. The day of judgment, the day of reckoning, where Vryonides gets his list of rules and regulations and cross references all the incidents, and we have a laugh because there's some fairly odd ones this week, if I'm not mistaken.
There is a couple of odd ones. So first of all, let's talk about the Apollon IL game. So that's still a decision is still pending on that, obviously, because of the appeal that IL have put in,
Yeah,
and that's not getting looked at until Thursday or Friday, as announced by the Cyprus FA on Tuesday.
yeah.
So we still don't know what's going on with that. However, a lot of clubs this week have been fined for selling alcohol in the stadiums. So that's the first thing.
Well, they have to make up the money for the lack of away supporters.
But yeah, there you go. All right. Now, there's also been a couple of players that have been fined and banned for either 2 or 3 games for using aggressive, insulting, or abusive language / gestures. So that's happened 3 times this week. One of them is an Othello's player called Andreas Malouris. So he's literally Hairy Andrew. So I'm a fan of that one. That's fantastic, isn't it? Let's see. We've got so there's 2 more that happened because of that. But yeah, there's a lot of fans, a lot of club fans that have been gobbing on opposition players.
Yeah, I read that. That was
Yeah.
a bit, yeah.
Apoel, Apollon, Nea Salamina. Obviously,
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise. Water is wet.
The
Phlegm is wet.
Monia 2 Furious have been fined for what went on during the game versus Apoel.
Oh, God.
Fans spat at Apoel players. Ball boys weren't doing their jobs properly. The club was selling beers. The club secretary, Kyriakos Christodoulou, has been fined and banned for 2 matches because, in a fit of rage, tried to push through stewards to enter the visiting team's changing rooms. So,
Okay.
yeah, I know, right? And one, so 2 more things actually. Achironas Onisillos have been fined because their under-19s fielded a player who was not under contract at the club versus FC Livadia. So the player in question has also been banned for 2 games, and FC Livadia have been given that game 3-0. Now, the big one that I've been holding back on until this moment in time was an under-17s game between AEK and Ayan Naba. Now, in the first half, there was a big old brawl between these. I don't want to call them rogolus, but that's basically what they are, right? 17-year-olds. The players basically had a big old fight on the pitch in the first half. In the injury time, first half, so 45 plus 1 minutes. Big old fights. And then everybody went in for half time, and the players came out in the second half. And in the second half, the players' parents. Players, so players, the apostrophe is after the S. Parents, so a lot of players' parents started fighting in the stands. Now, not only did they start fighting in the stands, so that's already enough of an issue. During one of the fights, one of them picked up a bin, a refuse, a trash container, a refuse canister, a bin, a galazo, yeah, a bin, picked up a bin and threw it at a linesman. Fucking Incredible Hulk. Can you imagine? He's picked up. He's going. Oh, Petri's mad.
No, that was Oscar the Grouch coming out, mate.
Yeah, no,
from Sesame Street.
It's Donkey Kong on the NES. So, both Mappa and Aek have been fined because, and I repeat, because someone threw a bin at a linesman.
We've got the best league in the world, man. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. You could take your Premier League and throw that in the bin.
Oh man!
I'm sorry, man. This is just you couldn't make it up.
Just keep imagining just somebody. It's like
Well, was it one of those tall black ones? Was it the? Oh, I need to find out what type it was.
I don't care, man.
I bet they got it from Jumbo. I bet you any money that bin came from Jumbo.
Ah, man. It bears repeating though, doesn't it?
I'm just surprised no one filmed it. There's got to be footage somewhere, man.
They unless they really are working off the referee's match reports.
Yeah, true. Because in England, everyone will be filming it.
Bin.
Do you think you had to do a double take? I was like, what? Did he spell that wrong?
that's it. Like that's the only way that can be written in a match report. Somebody in the stands threw a fucking bin.
Look, do you know what it is, right? Vryonides has got a list like this high off the table, right? And he's got one by one. He's done this, and that, and then he goes to the final one, and it's. Let's have a look. A bin. Fuck shit. He just, and you can tell, like he rolls his seat back, he puts his feet up on the table, cross-legged, gets a fucking cigarette. I was like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit.
I mean, what do you do? Fine, I guess.
I'm surprised they didn't get a littering fine as well. Wait till next week, spin the wheel. You won't see it coming in an under-19 game.
Yeah, Mario posted about this in the Discord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know this one. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet.
He posted about it in the Discord. Apparently, well, why don't we leave it for next week? That'll be another one to bring up.
Yeah, we'll do that. If not, then we'll just have to talk about it ourselves.
It'll be in there.
Right.
It'll be in.
Right. Anything else? Anything else we can laugh at?
A guy threw a bin at a linesman. What do you want from me?
For me, it would be funny if the linesman's got his flag up, and then all of a sudden this bin just flies and just lands flush on him, like trapping him in this bin, and he has to run up and down the line with a bin.
Looks like that
because he can't get it off.
It looks like the West Brom mascot, Boiler Man.
It's like the opposite of a sack race.
Ah,
It actually reminds me of, you remember when, was it last season, when it was the anti-gambling thing
oh
and they
yeah,
had the
yeah,
two mascots,
yeah.
the big balls with the caps on, to get the bin, the lines were running on with a bin covering him as well. Oh my god,
Oh,
that could be another like George said, like an anti-littering campaign
oh, there
where
you go.
players walk on the pitch but with bins on top of them.
Oh my god.
Use the bin.
Ah, a guy
Fucking
threw a
hell.
bin at a linesman is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The darkest day for me as an Abuel fan for a long time. Darkest week, and then kind of get to the bottom of Vryonides' list of things and just smile on my face. He knows how to cheer me up.
We could actually start a campaign. I mean, it wouldn't be advisable, but yeah, we could say, well, find an inanimate object to throw at a linesman.
No,
So, like, for example, if you got a goldfish, take it to the stadium and throw it at the linesman. Or
I do not endorse these styles
I'm
of
just
views
saying,
are not
like,
my own.
can you just imagine though, if we started a campaign, throw a strange object at a referee
No,
or a linesman.
see, it's been done now, so we won't be talking about it no more. So they'll have to think of something new to do. Yeah.
Someone's going to go home and get the Shiromeri off the wall and take it to a game and chuck it at the linesman.
Oh God.
Hanging off the fucking wall. Do you think the Shiromeri would need a fan card though to get in?
Well, hold on, right? Wait, Shiromeri now. Now, is the Shiromeri? Is it cut up already, or is it like a full?
Off the flipping wall.
So the full thing?
Yeah, the whole
Oh,
thing.
no,
Yeah.
it'll get taken off, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
It'll get taken off, yeah.
That's the whole point.
You know what?
Sneak it in first. That's the fun part. Sneak it in.
When you said Shiromeri, I was thinking,
No.
Yeah, open the vacuum pack and just chuck, make it rain. It's raining Shiromeri.
No, the one off the wall, mate. That has been there for how many weeks, for whatever reason it's there for. We see someone taking in one of them. What's it called? Images of Magario that everyone has on their walls. Just take that in and throw it. Get Fidia and throw him.
Oh, yeah.
No one likes him at the moment. No one likes him at the moment.
Oh,
Flipping
God.
hell. That boy. How to damage your reputation in 2 social media posts. What? In Hungary for the Ferhava game, they didn't allow us to take a Shujuku in the stadium.
Well, to be fair,
yeah, because he probably thought it was stones, man.
no. To be fair, Shushuko is on a rope.
Rubber bullets.
So, basically, you separate the bits of the Shushuko out on the rope. You can cause some damage with that.
Like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Mario walking around fucking the streets of Hungary with a cowboy hat on.
Listen, don't let anybody ever forget that someone threw a bin at a linesman.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
You know that almanac that we said we were going to do?
Yes.
There's the
That's
title.
going in there. That's going in. It's going in. Well, that's the thing, guys. For the benefit of those watching or viewing, Thusso and I are contemplating doing an end of season annual. So we just do like a month by month breakdown of what happened in Cyprus, and we're in October, and I think we've got enough to fill back 300 pages.
Yeah. It's the whoever's running this simulation is running out of ideas.
2024 ain't real, bro. It ain't real. Anyway, speaking of real, we are really on social media, believe it or not. We have an Instagram account at This Is Mappa and an X account at This Is Mappa. Give us a follow. Thasso's social media account is there. He's on X and Instagram. Is there anything else we need to go through, Guy?
I don't think so.
Come on, Guy.
Obviously, we've got the national team games to keep an eye on.
Yes, Monday and Saturday.
No, Saturday
and Monday. Tuesday. I'm just making it up.
Yeah.
Just make it up. It's all right.
Yeah.
It'll most likely be on Rick anyway. Right, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back. Well, we'll be back Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.